So welcome everybody. This is Tight Stops. Please like, subscribe to my YouTube channel, share, all that good stuff, and welcome. I'm going to get started. Today we're going to talk about money management, compounding your wins on a daily basis, scaling in, and then I'm going to take questions. So what I've been talking about in the Discord and what I posted last night was if you start with like a $1,000 account, our goal is 7% a day. So ultimately, at the end of that first day, we'd like our balance to be $1,070. Now, what you want to do is you don't want to put $1,000 into your first breakout. It's just not. It's not a good decision. You know, it's super risky. If it comes in really quick, I mean, you could lose more than 7% within 5 to 10 seconds. So, what I want to talk about is scaling into the trade. And when I'm doing this, and when I'm using one of my smaller accounts, I'll start with 4 bullets a day. So I have 4 bullets to use per day. That's $250 per trade. And I'm talking about option contracts here, guys. I'm strictly an options trader, except in my long-term accounts. We can talk about that in the Q&A session. So I got four shots a day, and that's how I do this. I have $250 per trade. So ultimately, it would be nice if we could make 28% off of that first trade. So first trade, 28%, and we would meet our goal of a $70 profit for that day. Now, let's be more realistic and let's say, you know, because here's the thing, guys. This goes down to money management. You have to have tight stops with a small account, folks. You can't hold on to shit. And if you use all your $1,000 that day, it just is what it is. You got to live to fight another day and just quit holding those losers. I mean, guys, it's just you just gotta change that mentality. And you know, there's no secret magic formula to trading except money management. So let's say you don't make that 28% the first trade, because we're going to be real. Let's say we only make 4% on the first trade. So now sorry. Let's say we only make about 11% the first trade. I mean, I'm giving real numbers. I mean, you can make 11% within 15 seconds on a trade, on an option contract. So we got a winner there. So that's our first trade. We now have $750 left in our account. We took our profits. That trade's over. The second trade, let's say we lost 2%. And I'm just throwing out random shit here and being real. Because we use tight stops. We're not going to sit here and hold stuff. We got 4 chances a day. And we play the breakout. If the breakout doesn't go and immediately comes back in, you just cut it. You cut it for a quick loss. You get the hell out. Keep your loss small. So the third trade, let's say we do 14% on that trade. And these are realistic. I mean, guys, 11%, 14% on the contracts on that trade is very realistic. And you can do this in a short period of time in breakouts. So now we're at 25 minus the 2%. So we're at 23%. So our fourth trade, we need to make 5%. And so let's say We do 6%. We do a little bit better. So we're at 20, 31%. So we did 29%. We're 1% above our total, which is going to be about 7.2% you made on that day. So you got your goal of the first day. So let's say the second day we open up with 1,000. Let me see here. And $72. We got 4 trades again, and now we have $268 to use per trade.
Yeah, I kind of got in a bit late, so that you had $1,000 account example. Is that something that you kind of recommend starting out, or is that just a
I'm not going to
good
recommend
example?
anything because it's just not my place. But I put a post out last night about compounding your wins every day at 7% as a very small target. I mean, a 7% target on options contracts is a very small, realistic daily target. And if you go, just search my name in the main chat in Discord, and you'll find the post from last night. And I also posted it in. I put it in. Hold on. Let's see. I can't remember where I put it last night. I think it was in training videos. There it is. So under learning area, strat training. So what I posted, it takes 103 trading days at just 7% profit on options contracts per day to turn $1,000 into $1 million. The power of compound interest. So as you can see, first day your goal is $70. Second day is return 1070 into 1144, 1144 to 1255. 10th day 1838 to 1967. Now, guys, if you missed the first part of when I was talking about the numbers, you know, it's is it hard to be green every day? Yeah. But as you get really good, you can be pretty consistent on a daily basis. I mean, it's just with a rules-based system, and you have to log every single day. You need to log your trades, log your profits, log your losses every single day, because you need to reevaluate every single night. Because if you just come in blindly every morning and just start trading with no plan, you're just going to blow up your account.
Yeah, and would you say like you're day trading, or is this like can you like slow this down for swing trading? Or?
No, I mean, and that's the other thing, guys. Just to be real, if you guys are trying to swing shit and trying to use this method, good luck, especially in this market. I'm not going to sugarcoat it and just you know, everybody always asks me about swing trading. You know, swing trading is something you want to do to a longer period of time, especially on options. And I mean, you're talking about buying 3 months, 6 months, year out contracts. I will swing stuff overnight. I'll swing stuff for certain days, only after I'm in profit on that contract I bought in the previous day. These rooms that are teaching new traders to just jump into shit to swing, especially right now, they're murdering people right now. I mean, it's a bloodbath. These other rooms trying to guess bottoms, you know, and yeah, for guys that are working all day, I mean, it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard for you to trade every day, to manage things every day, you know, and you know, other people aren't going to say this shit to you, but I keep it real and I'm going to tell the truth. You know, you can buy when we're in a bull market, and in 2020, I mean, yeah, you can swing shit every fucking day, and you're pretty good chance you're gonna make money. But I was supposed to make a swing video this week, and I'm not even gonna make one until the market figures out what it wants to do. Cause yeah,
Yeah, things are a little screwed up right now.
yeah. I mean, if you're trying to swing stuff right now, you're asking to blow up your account. You know, and to guys that maybe are at work and you don't have time to trade, you know, you can try to trade at lunch hour. Everybody that knows me in my room, we don't trade in the lunch hour because it's a sideways chop shop. So, you know, maybe you got an extra, maybe you have a couple hours once a week to trade, then it might take you a couple years, 3 years to build up your $1,000 account. But for you guys coming in, looking at all the GME stories and AMC stories, that was an anomaly. You know, and you will get lucky sometimes. It's just like buying a lotto ticket, and that's kind of what swing trading is going to be right now. You're basically playing a lotto ticket.
And so for starting out, strategy wise, or like where you have those somewhere, or is it just in the training video?
Are you
Section?
are you new to the strat?
Yeah, pretty new. Like I
Yeah.
kind of understand it, but not enough to actually make use of it.
So you and anybody else that's new to this room or new to the strat, go to the learning area, go to strat training, watch. I've got all Sarah's best videos to watch. I've got Strat Soldier's video to watch, kind of on the basics of Strat, learning your candles, learning the reversals. You guys need to learn the basics of all that first before you even start using real money. If you're just gonna just jump in and try to trade, just don't. I wouldn't do it. And we're here to answer questions. But you guys need to, you guys are gonna have to put in the time too. I mean, it's just, every single night I'm putting in 2 hours a night of some type of reading or video watching, and I've been trading full time for almost 18 months now, and I've been trading over 4 years.
Oh, yeah, it's understandable. You gotta put in the time, otherwise.
Yeah, and I know, and some people, they see this stuff on Twitter all the time, and I'm just gonna be completely honest to you. The guys that you're seeing on Twitter, the Furus and Gurus, they're only posting their wins, guys. They're not posting their losses. And I can tell you right now, this month, those guys are getting murdered. Even they're posting when they're big winners, their losses are most likely bigger than their winners. And here, let me just pull up the futures for everybody that is kind of why I'm saying this is not a time to swing. I'm gonna pull up the SPY first. Guys, we're how many? Let's see, $449.47. 437. We're $12 below last month's low, guys, on the SPY. We're in a inflationary period that we haven't seen since the early 80s. So, yeah, this is not a time to even think about swinging. And anybody with a small account, my best advice to you guys is, and you can take it for whatever you want to take it, don't swing. You stick to intraday only. And if you look at your QQQs, and if you guys don't know anything about what I'm talking about, you need to start studying. Your Qs are going to be your tech-heavy stocks, your Microsofts, your Apples, Amazons, your big dogs. The Qs are dying. I mean, the Qs are getting close to going back to 3 month low. I mean, we're dying right now. I mean, here's the thing, guys. We haven't seen this kind of puke since March of 2020, and we haven't hit the road anywhere near what we did in March 2020, but we're on a path to kind of get there. We look at the diamonds, your big Dow stocks. Why is this lagging? It has not gone below last month's low. I typed this into the messenger Friday. Once diamonds goes below last month's low, look out. And for guys that are sitting there going, well, I want to catch the bottom. Good luck. Because I don't care what furu you're following, or you don't guess bottoms. You don't guess them. And this is the beauty of the strat. It's a rules-based system. We're puking. We don't look to go long right now. I'm not getting very many questions, guys.
Yeah, so on TV to ask anything fully intelligent, but I was wondering
I'm not picking on you. I'm just saying the rest of the people.
Oh no, yeah, I didn't feel that. I was just trying to make some use of your time as well. But like when you had a small account, then what type of options would you just liquid?
Yeah, you want to do airlines, your Fords, your GMs. You want to do your banks. You want to do resorts, Las Vegas Sands, Marriott's. You want to do Saturday night. I'm just my mind's thinking just off the bat.
But like T triple Qs, wouldn't that be a good option for smaller accounts?
For who?
T triple Q, the triple leverage Qs basically.
Yeah, I mean, the problem is right now there's a ton of IV in the Qs because of the puke, and you can play here's the thing, the 0 DTE like Monday. So guys that are new to Qs or SPY, the Qs contracts expire every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So Monday you can buy Monday contracts, but you're going to have a higher risk on the Monday contracts because they're going to move. If they go up, they're going to move up fast. But once they break down, you're going to break down fast too. So small accounts, I would not buy Qs, SPY, or anything. No, they're too expensive. Because the Q contract, on Monday morning, a Q contract's going to be, well, we can look right now. Hold on, probably about $150 for $1 out of the money. Let's see.
Is the T triple Q as expensive as well?
Let's see. With the T triple Qs, don't you have to have a futures account to trade it? Because I just trade the Qs and SPY, so I've never traded the T triple Qs. These are expensive.
Yeah, they move fast because they're like basically, 3 times leverage, so you get big swings with them. So I think it's good for the strat movement. It's just because with the strat you have to be quick. I feel like that's where this could be beneficial.
But look at these spreads, man. Look at these spreads on this thing, though. I mean, 45 cents. I mean, that's awful. And guys, you shouldn't be playing this shit. I mean, this is just crazy.
Yeah, I think it's right now more because of IV, right? Because of VIX is so high as well.
Well, the T triple Q is not the reason. There's no the spreads are like that. There's no volume. there's not enough liquidity.
It's crazy because on Friday, I believe they had the T triple Qs and the Qs and IWM had like the most volume in a single day in like history.
Yeah, I mean, I was watching SPY. It had like 120 some million shares traded Friday. It was insane. And guys, that's not a good sign. I mean, that's probably selling, not buying. So the triple Qs here on these shorts, these puts over here, these 350 puts, those will tighten up after about the first 15 minutes of the market. The other thing, guys, is if you have a small account, don't trade the open. And anybody that's in my live room, that's what I say every single morning. Don't trade the open. Wait for the first 30-minute candle to form, and then find your plays. See, that's the other thing too. Go ahead.
Sorry, I have a question. How much importance should we give to the Thea when we're looking at the option? For example, on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I noticed that the Thea was almost twice as much as the Delta, looking at SPYs and Qs, which is the reason why I went and traded the MU stock where the Thea was not as dramatic. And the Delta was very close to it.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying, and I appreciate you bringing that up too. Guys, if you have a small account, don't trade Qs, don't trade SPY. And just like he said, find stuff like MU. I'll show you what he's talking about. We'll show, because MU is going to have some nice tight spreads for Friday. It's not right now in the after hour session, but this will tighten up on Monday within probably 3 to 5 cents.
Hi, my name's Fatima. I'm actually a strat trader, so I've been actually trading for the last like 3 months or so. So I've been using strat, but I guess my question is like, when I'm trading, I think my difficulty is like, I like to not play the open, but I think as a stratter, I always struggle. Like, lately we've been having days where we gap up or we gap down on the market. In those kind of situations, if you're trying to play a breakout of like, personally, when I play, I like to play the break of the inside bar, right? To the upside or the downside. So my problem is whenever there's volatility in the market, and whenever we do have a huge gap up or gap down, then I was having issues getting an entry into a certain play. Because in this particular market volatility, almost all tickers have been gapping up or gapping down. So what I was suggested was to play the orb. Like, you know how you said wait 30 minutes? I personally typically wait like maybe 15 minutes to get into a play just to see where it wants to go. But I have like a lack of confidence sometimes because with the volatility, even within the first hour of the day, it sometimes will fake you out. And I had that happen to me a couple of weeks ago where I was playing a bank stock. I was going to play Goldman Sachs. And then it actually broke my trigger to the downside off an inside bar. And then as soon as it broke my trigger to the inside bar to the downside, I got into my puts. And then immediately after I'd gotten into my puts, it didn't just break above my daily put entry level. It actually broke the high of the day within that first 15-minute candle, only for it to come back down. So that's something I know that's an individual scenario, but sometimes like I struggle with knowing, and that's where the TPO comes in, right? Like I know if it's going above the high of the day of the previous day, that's my indication that that play is done, right? Because I took my stop loss at around 30% for that play, and then later on intraday, I saw it only come back down to, again, below what the daily entry was. So would you say in that scenario, you like reassess the play and then if it hits your trigger again intraday to get in, or just leave that play alone?
So you said Goldman Sachs on Friday?
Not on Friday. I'll tell you when I played Goldman Sachs. I think it was like a week or two ago. I want to say it was like a week ago. This was... Give me 1 second. Sorry about that.
That's okay. And also, too, while everybody's on here, so in one of my videos on YouTube. Also, I'm also putting together a coaching session. It's going to be a multi-day coaching session. Me and another guy are working on this, and we're going to put together and record it, obviously. And I'm going to go through step by step my strategy from how I do my watch list to my strat to my VWAP and then my clouds. So she brought up ORB, guys. That's opening range, and I just want to talk about this a little bit and especially for you to kind of listen to me too while you're looking at that Goldman Sachs. Let me pull up my 5-minute chart.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I was like, let me tell you what day this was.
Yeah, let me talk about ORB, guys, and then I'm going to talk about VWAP. So ORB's opening range, it's usually the first. Some guys will play the first 3-minute candle, some guys will do a 5-minute, and some guys will do a 15. So opening range, and let's just say they use the 5-minute as their opening range. And they draw my first 5-minute ORB. I'm just gonna preface this and say I hate ORBs, and I'll show you why. Let me draw here. Because guys, the reason I'm doing the things, I'm trying to simplify things as much as I can for people, the way I have for myself. Alright, so here's my ORB. There, and there, maybe. Let's make it 3, and make that 3. So there's some guys that teach this ORB strategy, and it's fine. It's a decent strategy, and I have no problem with it whatsoever. I just personally do not like it, and I'll show you why here in a minute.
Oh, by the way, just for reference, that was on January 12th, 2022. So it was, what is today? Like 7 days ago? No, 10 days ago that I played the Goldman Sachs play. If you were to go back and assess that play, I got in on my daily put trigger. It was an inside bar breakout, and then you'll see what happened after it hit my put trigger. It kind of waked at that area, and then I was like, okay, I'm getting in, and then suddenly came back up.
All
Sorry
right,
about that.
No worries. I'll go back and check it out for you. Let me do this ORB real quick. So we got a 5-minute ORB. It's the range from the top of the first candle, the 5-minute, and the bottom of the first candle. So what these ORB teachers do is they say you play the break to the upside of the break of the opening range, or you play the downside of the break of the opening range. Now, this is a great example of why ORB kind of sucks. The first 5-minute candle was extremely volatile. It pretty much wiped out the whole fucking. I mean, you went from 342 to 346. I mean, you're a $4 move on Goldman Sachs in the first 5 minutes. That's just crazy. That's crazy volatility. But so like I said, these ORB guys, they say you play the break of the ORB, top of the break or the bottom. Now, right here you play the break, it failed. Right here you play the break, it worked, which is fine. ORB can work. I teach VWAP because institutions use VWAP. And VWAP is going to be basically an ORB, and that's kind of how I teach it. Because the VWAP is going to open, it's going to give you the range, it's going to give you the market maker range, the institution range. All the big boys are looking at VWAP every single candle, depending on their strategy. So one of my rules is, make sure I'm still in the 5, okay I am. This would not have been a candle to get on the open, and new traders don't get on the open, but I'm just using this for example. Anytime you have a candle like this that wicks like this, this says stay the hell away from this trade. But I'm going to use it for an example anyway. In my strategy, if the first candle, this candle closes above VWAP, it did, my entry on the next candle would be the top of that previous 5-minute candle. Because it closed above VWAP, I enter, and I would have won there for a second. And that trade just didn't work out. My stop would be just below my entry, and I would have got the hell out of that trade in an instant. I would have never taken this trade because of this candle. This is a candle.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Goldman Sachs on
I'm not trying to recreate the wheel. I like to use things that the guys that are a lot smarter than me use, which is VWAP. And here's the thing, too, guys. The other thing is you got to pick your opening range. What are you going to use? Are you going to use the 5? Are you going to use the 3? Are you going to use the 15? The beauty of VWAP is the VWAP never changes to your 30-second chart all the way up to your 60-minute chart, your 4-hour chart. It doesn't change. And
just
go ahead.
Just one comment on Goldman Sachs on that day. Up until 10:15 in the morning, Goldman Sachs was within the inside bar of the previous day. At 10:15 was the first time it broke outside of that range for the first time, and it broke it at 396.39. And if someone would have got to the downside at that point, you would have got a down move of about $4 at the time. So I think it was a fair play. I just am looking at my notes, which I made from listening to you, Tite, a couple of days ago, that you would not take a move with conviction.
We would have not taken this long because we would have been inside the previous day. But I was just shooting off the hip there on that chart because it was right in front of my face. So what he's saying is, whenever you're in my live room, we have the previous high marked of the candle day and the previous low of the day. This trade would have went up into the inside. We would have never even looked at the trade. We don't take shit that's going inside the day, especially at first thing in the morning. We don't play inside days. That's what he's saying.
Got it. I got it.
So
thank you.
But back to VWAP a little bit. I'll just kind of expand a little more, just because I'm not getting a ton of questions, which is okay, I guess. But VWAP is a magnet, and VWAP is going to be something you guys need to watch as you keep trading on, and make sure you have it on your charts. And if you're going to stick in my room, you can use ORB, but I'll never talk about it. Just because of the fact that it's just kind of a guessing point, because you have to pick the 3, the 5, the 15, the 10. What's our opening range candle? I just don't like ORB. VWAP is my ORB, and I talked about that in my last video on YouTube too. So what happens here is this first 5-minute trade failed, came in, we get an inside candle right here that, guess what? Does it close above VWAP? It sure does. We would have never taken this play though, guys, because it would have been inside, but we're on this chart now. My entry is the 2-1 entry. We love inside bars, top of the 1. Guess what? We would have been from 340, we'll just say 346 to 348.50. A $2.50 move on one 5-minute candle. That's a nice contract. We would let it come in, taking our profit off some of our contracts, set some break-even stops on our runners, and it would have been a freaking beautiful trade. And then we would have got stopped out on our remaining contracts. But here's the thing, guys. Something else I'll talk about in my live room. When we have something to go up $2.50 on one candle, and we start coming in hard on the next one, I'm taking the rest of my contracts off, guys. It's just I like my money, and I say that a lot in the live room. Especially in a market like this, you got to take your winners when you can. I know everybody wants to sit and hold these home runs. Trust me, I get it. I was there too. I blew up $62,000 account, wishing I could hit a home run every fucking day. And it took me a while to get that 60 grand back, and you know I'm way, way above that now. But and the reason people like to come in my room, and you know we're getting a lot of action, is because you know I do kind of shoot it straight to people, and you know I've been through the whole grind of it that everybody's going through, and I've been there, done everything you guys are going through, and I'm just trying to help people kind of change their mentality.
Can you touch on a little bit about not taking a trade if it's inside the high and low of the previous day?
Yeah, man. Let me just pull up. We'll just look at shit for Monday then. We'll just kind of do a little synopsis for Monday, and we'll look at SPY. SQY. Clear my charts. So boom, boom. I got a script that automatically draws my previous high and low for the week, month, and day, but I just drew it for the sake of Mondays. So what? So guess what? Am I looking to take SPY long on Monday? Anybody want to take a wild guess? The answer is no way in hell. What I'm looking for on Monday with SPY is, and this is what I'm talking about with that Goldman Sachs, if SPY starts coming back up above this bottom line, there's no trade, guys. You're inside the previous day. And if any of you have ever been in Rob's room, the reason you don't play inside days is because you can get chopped around.
Yeah, they consider it like consolidation period, right?
Yeah, I mean, now, the other thing, as the day does go on, though, especially on stuff like, because we've been murdering some 30-minute candles here this year, but let's say we get the flip on SPY and we're pretty bullish, and I've got some signs at 9:31 or 9:30. So I'll use Eastern time. 10:31 or 10:32. That's our flip, our first hour flip. I'll look for a 30-minute candle entry if I see some strength in something like let's say they're rotating back into tech. I'll look at playing an inside 30-minute candle, but only for that 30-minute candle. I'm not looking to hold that thing all day. But back to this, if we come back up in the morning, we're avoiding SPY. What I'm looking for on SPY on Monday morning is I'm looking for continuation of the downside.
And exactly what you just pointed is exactly what we saw the past entire week. SPY would open at the bottom of the range every day, or just below that. In the first hour, it creeps up inside the range, so there is no trade. It's just trying to go in, but it's not going anywhere. And then around 10:30, when the flip happens, that's when SPY breaks below the day, and most of the other stocks also follow, and that's why people have been killing it. And not that I have done any better. People have been killing it in the afternoon when everything breaks out of the range to the downside. That's very clear. It's very consistent. It's been happening every day. Like if you were waiting for it, you'll see it between 10:30 to 11, because everything that just creeped up inside at that point of time, everything just starts coming out from the downside, and you can take puts with a stop loss at the day's low, the previous days.
Yep. And also too, guys, some of your shredders, if you've been in the shredder for a little while, they don't like continuations. As many people in my room can attest to, I play continuations daily. I make a shit ton of money off continuations, and I've made a shit ton of money off continuations in SPY on downside last week. There's a reason. You gotta understand the situation of the market. You gotta understand we're in a 2-down month on SPY. you know, there's reasons, you know, there's certain straters that only play off inside bars. That's fine. That's their rule. But when you're in a trend, a bear trend or a bull trend, you can make a lot of money on continuations. If anybody's in here, we know we made a shit ton of money on Ford 2 weeks ago. 3 days in a row, we made a ton of money off Ford for 3 straight days. So yeah, don't be afraid of continuations for people that are, you know, new to the strat. And let me talk
So
about
what type of contracts do
what's that?
what type of contracts do you buy? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Are you in the money at the I know they're intraday contracts, but are you in the money at the money? What do you recommend?
Well, since in my room when I'm, you know, I got a lot of new people in my room. I'm not looking at expensive stuff. So if I'm looking at like a bank stock like BAC, I'm buying 50 cents out of the money or a dollar out of the money. Whatever.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm not buying.
I've been in your room for the last 2 weeks. Yeah, we kind of killed it. I've been kind of following, but I've been in your room for the last couple of weeks, and we have been doing real good.
Yeah,
By
man.
last week, and then like you said, Ford.
And the reason people, me and other people in my room, you know, when they're with me live in the morning and they're listening to what I say, the reason we're doing so good is because of just I'm not some miracle worker, guys. I just have a rules-based system, and I manage my money. And it's just and I take the strat to heart, and the rules with the strat, you play the breaks of the candles to the tick. And if they come back in, you get the fuck out. Sorry to be so blunt, but that's just how the mentality has to change.
Yeah. Highly recommend it. You learn a lot. Just listening to you.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
So I want to talk about, let's say SPY gaps up, because this goes back to the other young lady's point. Let's say SPY, sorry. Let's say SPY gaps down Monday. It opens up below 437.95. Would I be looking to take that short? The answer is no. I do not trade gap downs continuations because what usually happens on gap downs or gap ups, they usually fill back in through the gap. So what I'll do is, let's say, and this happened a couple days last week. SPY gaps down, let's say it gaps down $1, 436.08. What we'll do is we'll wait for that thing to retrace and maybe come back in above the inside. And what we'll do is we'll wait for a 30-minute candle to break 437.95. Because guess what, guys? This is where the buying action or the selling action is going to occur on the breaks, especially on daily candles. So everybody always, you know, the strategy on gaps, if you're looking at SPY Monday morning and it's already gapped down below your entry, let it come back. And yeah, if the shit hits the fan Monday morning, it will keep going, but there's nothing you can do. You can let that first 30-minute candle finish in the morning, which is what you should do anyway, new traders, and then you can look for an entry off that second 30-minute candle if it just keeps on coming down and puking. And is that girl still on here? I just want to ask, does that make sense on the gap, what I just talked about?
At what point do you start looking at the pivot machine gun movement on the daily candle as you have up right now on SPY?
You'd want to get a 2 up here on Monday, and then Tuesday you'd want to look for a PMG to take these 3 candles out right here.
So if by some miracle of all financial gods, SPY opens up in the middle, and then it starts moving above the high of Friday, would then Monday morning be advisable to follow it on the continuation up?
you're not gonna get a PMG on SPY on the daily. It's too much range. Tuesday. So if let's say SPY closes Monday at close at 448.15, that's above Friday's high. So on Tuesday, you would look to take 448.15 or 448.16 as your entry, and then you want to see if you can take out these two candles right here and this third one right here. Pivot machine gun through these dailies. That's a big ask on SPY though, guys, because that's just too much range for it. You're talking about
Right.
going.
I have a question. Not sure, like, if this was like one of your planned things to speak about. If not, we can cover it next time. Could you speak to what kind of aftermarket or pre-market preparation is ideal? Like, I look for stocks which have news, or first of all, the filter is to see if they have a tight spread in option contracts, because that's what I'm looking to play. But what are some, like, I see your list you post every evening or just before the market as well. Is there something that you would prefer people pay attention to when choosing the few plays for the day
Yeah,
or open?
you can go to marketchameleon.com, and this is what I look at. This is one of the many things I'll look at after hours, after the market's closed, when I'm looking for a watch list for the next day. You want to look at if you can see my screen, the most active right here, and I'll click on the percent. And what I'll do is I'll look through. I look at names. I just look for stuff I recognize. I've just been around so long I can recognize things. I can trade the dollar amounts. So nothing. So Friday after hours, bunch of bullshit. Had some percentage gains. So I would not be interested in any of these on Monday morning to the longs. I'm not interested in pretty much anything Monday morning to the long side. But
Right.
and then the other thing I'll go look at here is just on the gainers. This doesn't really have a lot of volume, but I still want to look. I want to see if I see any names I recognize. Let's see. And I haven't looked at this yet because I don't look at it till Sunday. Let's see. I mean, this is just a sign of where we're at. There's not any names in here. I mean, DWAC, which is just kind of running like a meme. But so there's no gainers running after hours. I mean, I'm so bearish on Monday, it's not even funny. But we'll see what the pre-market wants to do. And then this is where I kind of want to look here at the decliners. And I also want to look. I'm going to go down here and look at my decliners here. So like Pfizer lost almost 1% after hours Friday. That's something that's going to have cheap contracts, and something you could look to short Monday if it breaks below Friday's low. DraftKings is just a dying. I mean, I don't know what's going on with DraftKings, but god damn, DraftKings is dying. It has been dying for a while. You can look at that again. Merck's a good name. So there's so your drug names, anything tied to COVID vaccines and bullshit like that, Merck, Pfizer. Let's see what else we got. Yeah, that's about it. Yeah, I'd be looking at Merck and Pfizer to short Monday, one of those two, just off of this volume.
Hey, thank you.
You're welcome. And then I also will look at my usual suspects every Sunday, which is a long list of things. In this Mark, what is best to focus on? I'm looking to do option scalps. Well, the best thing to do, guys, with a small account, as I say all the time and every morning in my live, play the 30-minute candles and play stuff that's cheap, not cheap, you know, banks, airlines, stuff like that, and play your 30-minute candles. And if you guys want to pay Rob a good amount of money every month, feel free, and he'll tell you the same thing every single day to bury it into your head. Play the 30s and 60s. And I'll play 30-minute continuations all day long. But we'd like to see an inside 30 or 2-2 reversal 30. Those are fun. Is there any significance between green and red candles? It's just the up and down. What he's asking is this comes up a lot too. See this 2 right here? Wait, no, not that one. Let me find one here. Try to find a green candle that... Oh, here we go. No, that's not it either. Let me find a red candle. Okay, here. So this 2 here, this red 2, is above this previous 2 green. This is a 2 up. Even though it's red, it's 2 up. Same thing right here. We got a green. It's below the previous candle. It's a 2 down, even though it's green. What this is a huge gap down. Shit overnight, and then took it up, but we're still 2 down. Alright guys, questions? I'll stick around for a little bit longer. The high-lows, all the scripts are in TOS scripts in the Discord. The high-low scripts, the VWAP script, the cloud script, and check out my YouTube channel. You can watch my videos on the cloud, VWAP, and some other things on there too.
Yeah, hey, my name is Rick. I'm just trying to find out, like, when you see a 3, obviously that's usually magnitude or continuation, or is it always just magnitude depending on which way it's going?
3 is usually broadening formations. So
Alright.
it's expansion. Let me find a 3. Well, SPY is a 3 on the month. So technically we're in a monthly broadening formation. Let's see. Pull up the monthly. Blow up this one. So SPY opened up above the previous month, and then now we're outside. We completely... So an outside candle, guys, is an engulfing candle to your TA people. It tried to break out, came all the way back in, broke below the previous candle. Had a 3 candle. We've had 1, 2, 3, 4 3 candles in the last 5 months. It's fucking crazy. Talk about volatility.
What's your thought on the 50% rule?
Yeah, I mean, it can work. It can work too. So what that is let's pretend this is a daily candle. As soon as you're at 50, your break is right at above 50%, and your target's the top of the candle. Not something I play a lot, to be honest with you. And if you kind of go, and I'll just pull up some chart, I'll just pull up spots.
Well, hey man, I just want to thank you for what you do. I've been to 2 of your training sessions. Once when I was on duty at work at the fire station, and then now this one. And you've helped me immensely with a small account. I'll take any little green day that I can get. Thanks again.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you for coming in. Any questions, just type them in sometime, and you know I'll answer them. Any more questions? And time's freaking, when I start talking, guys, sorry, I'll just freaking, time flies. Thank you.
I don't know if you had mentioned this earlier or not, but are you guys in this room live, like on chat or anything during the day, or no?
I'm live every single morning on voice, and I share my screen.
All right, cool. Thank you. Appreciate it.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Hey, Paracha, I think you were one of them last night asking me about TTOs and reversals. I talked about them earlier in the session, so hopefully it made sense. And also, guys, when you hear the TTO, if you take a breakout, and if you're playing a breakout and it doesn't go, you don't fucking wait for the TTO. You're going to get crushed. What a TTO means, guys, is if you're already in a trade and you're in profit, right here's right here's a little bit of a TTO right here. It's a big, well, this is kind of a big TTO. And this, this would have been, no, that's not a TTO. Sorry, there's not one, that's not a TTO. I gotta find a TTO for you guys and talk about it real quick. Not gonna have too many TTOs in this shit market to the upside. Got some nice TTOs to the downside. It's easier to show it into the upside so you can see the triangle. Yeah, here's one, I think. It's not a very good one either because it's breaking below. We'll just use it anyway. Let's say you took this entry here up this 2-2, you're in profit, takes them off. The only way you stay in guys, you don't stay in TTOs on a breakout. I just said that before. I just want to say it again. TTOs are if you're already in the money and you've already got some contracts winning. So basically here, and this isn't a good TTO either because you drop below your entry, so you got crushed. There's no good TTOs last week on my 5-minute. Let's see, 15. Canada's in the house. This might be one right here. Yeah, okay, so here's a TTO. This isn't a very good one either, but I'm using it because I'm not going to sit here and look for TTOs all night, but your entry's here on the 2, you're in there, you take some profit off. The TTO here comes down, retests, and then takes off. And TTOs are what you use if you're in the money. You got to be in the money. Because what would have happened here is if, you have your stop pretty close to your break even on your remaining contracts, you would have got stopped out. I mean, that's not really a TTO. I can't find a good TTO, guys, sorry. Anybody got any questions? Type them in or jump on. Otherwise, I'm going to jump off. And this is something I never talk about in my room either, guys. I'm just trying to answer this question for a couple of guys asked me last night a bunch of times. Because I load heavy on my opens. I don't wait through TTOs. I just get the fuck out. Because here, you buy this entry, you wait for the TTO, which it is, but that's just bad trading because you went below your entry, way below your entry, and you would have got crushed if it kept going down. So I'm not a TTO trader. It's something that the Strat World does talk a lot about, but that's when you're in their concept where they're buying single contracts and they're adding. So what they're doing is the TTO comes, get a reversal here, and then you add. But I would not focus on TTOs because you're just, unless you're, like I said, you got multiple contracts. Because on your remaining contracts, you don't let them go. You don't set them as a stop below your entry. You set them break even because your first contracts you took profit on are in the money. You don't frickin' set your stops below entry on remaining contracts. So that's why I don't sit through TTOs. I just look for another entry. Alright, well I'm not seeing nothing. Well thanks guys. Hopefully I helped out as many people as I can. You know, it's a big learning curve. You're not gonna just learn everything I do in one session or just 1, 2, 3, 5 sessions. There's a lot of stuff you gotta do. Come in my live room, ask questions, watch the Sarah Strat Sniper videos, watch the Nigga video with Soldier, watch my videos on YouTube, and just keep learning every single day. Alright guys, later.